Hello, Cherries. Welcome to live Cherry Sunday, episode 166. In this video, I'm going to give a live demo of the Friedman IR-X dual tube preamp. So check this out. But I forgot to do one thing, so you have to bear with me for 1 second here. I didn't turn the cameras on to record. Hold on a second. One more. All right, we're back. We are back. We're back for the attack. In today's video, we're going to do a live demo of the Friedman IR-X dual tube preamp in DI. But we'll get to that right in 1 second. I just want to say hello to my friend here in the chats. Hello. Give you guys a round of applause. Paul, Merle, thanks for hanging out with me here on Sunday. Check out this pedal. Ritesh, sorry. Scott, good to see you. I know it's beer o'clock somewhere. You drinking some Weiser? So check this out. I got the IR-X pedal hooked up today, and it's really a great pedal. Let me know if you could hear that. There. Make sure the audio is all good. And you can hear my voice and the guitar. Guten Morgen. Are you coming from Germany today? And so yeah, this is a great demo here. Great pedal. I've been meaning to do a demo on it for a while now, and today is the day. So you can hear it okay? All right. And it's nice and chunky, and this is a pretty stock sound right here. All right. So you like this sound or what? This is a pretty basic distortion sound. You have your preamp. Right there, you can back it off. So it's like all the way down. Start turning it up. Start getting a beefy gain. And sustain. Back it down, you gotta. Nice little break up right there. Pretty cool. You like the tone right off, Scott? Awesome. Yeah, pretty stock right there. And cool thing about this pedal is, you have two independent channels right here. You have the channel 1 See a total clean sound right there. Put in a middle pickup here. And mess with the gain on the clean as well. Bring that up. Try to get it to be clean. It's a little tricky. Gotta back it off. Back off the preamp most of the way. Let me get this up in a second. Up there. So it's got a nice clean. You can go through different cabinet configurations here too. Little switch right here, different cabs. Try just the middle one here. And it takes pedals very well on this clean channel. On both channels, take pedals very well. I don't have any pedals hooked up to it, except for my tuner, which I don't use apparently. And but it's cool. And it has a boost feature per channel. So say I like this this clean sound right here, but I want a little bit of a boost on it. I hit this boost button right there, right? And what happens is this becomes the overall volume now. So to boost this on, it gives me a little bit more of a boost. Sound. I like it on the dirty channel. You have a so you're playing a rhythm. You want to go to a solo. Kick it on. So the thing sings, no doubt about it. Paul Murrow, bad. Hopefully that's bad in a good way. There's only one D there. So I mean, I love using the boost for the solos for sure. Really cool. And any questions about this pedal, let me know. I'm going to get into some of the features of it. I think that, well, first of all, I used it on tour. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. I go live every week here, every Sunday, except when I don't. And but I went on tour with this pedal in January, and you know, I was contemplating which pedal I was going to bring because I have 3 pedals that are very similar to this one. And actually, before we get started here, what are you guys drinking? I know it's beer o'clock somewhere, and I got my coffee still here from this morning, my Cherry mug, which everything tastes better, my Cherry mug. Yeah, it's got that Friedman sound, for sure. I have another pedal that I bought after this. It's just a regular distortion box. It's a BE OD. So I guess it's like the BE model of their amp and overdrive. And it's cool. It's like total. I'll do a demo on that. It's like at some point it's so much distortion. You could have it on like 9 o'clock, you know, and it's too much distortion. A little weird. I wish it would be a little less in there. But it is what it is. It's a total, you know, balls to the wall distortion box. But this is really cool too because, you know, I went on the road with it. Like I said, I had 3 pedals. I just got this and never really even used it before, and had to go out on the road for a month where I tour with an ABBA tribute band. So the sounds are there's a lot of different sounds, a lot of clean sounds, and a lot of different distortion sounds, and you know, so it has to be pretty versatile. And I really found this pedal to be, you know, I took a chance with this one over the other ones because the best thing that I like about this is that it has 2 independent channels, and that's really cool. You know, the fact that you could, you know, you could just go up and just turn the knobs just like a regular amp, and it is. It's a preamp. It has tubes in it. There's 2 12AX7 tubes in this thing. And this pedal, what did it cost? $4.99. So it's not cheap, but it's well worth it because as far as, you know, I have the Iridium, the Strymon Iridium, and I use that forever. But I basically keep that on a clean sound, and I run all my pedals through that. I don't use the distortion sound on that. It's decent, but I don't use it. It's not really like too efficient to use that. And I also have the Lion pedal, which is back there. I did a demo on that on the Universal Audio, I think 68 Lion, and that's a better pedal as far as distortion. I mean, you get like the brown sound with that, you know, and it's really an awesome pedal. But it has this very similar situation to the Iridium, where, you know, they have this this thing where it's, you know, like a favorite button or a preset button, and it's always those modeler type features, or not as good as this, because, you know, once you set these, you set them and forget them. Whereas with the modeler, you know, you have your sound. If you hit on the favorite or the preset, once you adjust the knobs, it's you know, it's a problem. And right now it's a problem because my camera just turned off. And I don't know why that is, but let's turn it back on and see what happens here. It's so weird. I don't know why it did that. I mean, it's plugged in power-wise. And hold on a second here. the magic of television. So I hope it doesn't go out again. I don't know why. I mean, I have the battery plugged into it, and it's plugged in and turned on. I don't know. We won't touch anything. We'll just keep going. So sorry about that. And what was I saying? I was saying that it's, with this, you're able to just turn the knobs on it and, you know, it's all good and you just leave it. Whereas on the modular ones, it's a little more difficult because, you know, once you turn a knob for something, then you go back to the other sound, that's the stock sound, you know, you don't know where it is. And it's just more difficult. Where these, you know, these knobs, they stay where they are at all times, so you can really see what's happening there. Whereas if you're going to depend on a modular, you know, it's a little bit more risky. You know, I like to be able to see all the channels in it, and that's a really good feature on this. And let's see, Scott, not too bad. I wonder how it compares to a Carvin X100 pedal. And I never heard of that. I know the Carvin. I had the head. I never heard about the X100 pedal. And is it possible to plug the guitar pedal directly into the cabinet without any amps? Oh, blow it. Also plug the guitar pedal directly into the cabinets without any amp. No, because you definitely need an amplifier for this. It's just a preamp. So if you're going to go into an amp, there's you know, there's an effects loop out on this. I believe you just go out of the send of it into like a power amp, or, you know, the effects loop of a power amp. But it also has a balance. The way I'm going out of it now into my computer is I'm just going right into the input with a guitar cord. In the out, I'm using a balanced out. So it's basically like a TRS cable. And what's good about that too is you don't need a DI box. If you're playing live, usually they'll bring you a DI box so you can plug into. But with this, you don't need the DI box because it's already balanced. And so all you really need is an XLR, you know, that would normally hook into the DI, and you just plug the XLR right into that XLR. So you're basically eliminating the DI box right there too. So that's pretty cool. And so, you know, I used it on the whole tour. I played 18 shows in 21 days, and it was great. Every night it just sounded the same, and it was perfect, and really had a good time because, you know, I had the great clean sounds. All the way from the nicest cleans for all the songs right to the So, very, very versatile pedal. And then, it's really like 4 amps. Because you have your boost as well. So, I mean, it's a great sounding pedal, very versatile, and I loved it out on the road. I used the clean sound a lot. I mean, I use the Strat on it. I didn't use the Les Paul, so the clean on the Strats are a little cleaner. Which I'll play the Strat in a minute too, and I'll plug that in. You'll see how it's much better on the clean. But very, very cool. Very cool pedal. I'm going to go into a little bit more features on this here in a second. Scott X1 misspoke. It's a tube preamp like the Friedman. Okay. Oh, I got you. So it's a tube preamp, and it's like a DI as well. You could plug right into your computer or into a sound system. That's cool. So, I'm going to go into just a couple of the features that I don't like real quick on this before we get too deep into the video. I think that, you know, an issue that I had with the Iridium and the Universal Audio Lion is that they have a latency between switching channels. And I looked into that a lot and couldn't get any real answers. But the thing is, with Friedman, I actually wound up speaking to some of their technicians, and they actually worked on a firmware update that made it actually better, and it narrowed the gap of the latency that it had when I first bought it. And it was better, but it's not perfect. Like I titled this video, it's almost perfect. You know, all the sounds are great and it's very versatile. But, you know, the issue with latency, it's still a little bit of latency there. And, you know, a lot of people don't notice. Like when I made the video of the Universal Audio Lion, there's a lot of people that said that they don't notice any latency. But I think it's impossible not to, because the way that these pedals are set up is that the channels don't switch. And I learned this recently, that the channels don't switch until you actually release the button, which makes no sense really for real channel switching, because on real analog channel switching you hit the button and it just switches. That's how you know. You just hit the button, it switches. With this, it waits till you release it. So here, I'll give a little example. Let's see it. I'm on the clean sound now, and I'll go to the dirty while I'm playing a riff in time. Another weird thing is that because there's two buttons, you know, channel 1, you have to hit it for it to work. And a lot of times, channel switching, you just hit the same button and it switches to another channel. But with this one, you have to hit channel 2. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's fine. You get used to it. So I'm gonna clean. See how it took a little bit of time before it switched? Wasn't exact. It's a little bit better than when I first bought it. The update worked a little bit. Check it out. It's a little bit late. So it kicks in. I mean, it's better. It's definitely better than the Lion and the Iridium as far as that goes. Because I did the same example with the Lion, and it's really obvious. I mean, it's obvious here too. But, you know, the thing I was worried about is that I'd have a problem live with it switching. That's why I brought distortion boxes to plug into the clean sound, because that's instantaneous. And sorry. There we go. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's not great, but it should be better. Yeah, very cool. It's you know, so we got a clean. So I'm kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's late on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, there weren't any songs that I had to switch immediately from a clean to dirty. So I didn't have to anticipate, which would be wrong. But there were spots where I could, stop playing. See if you're clean. So if you don't have to switch instantaneously, then it's fine. And, all the songs that I played in the ABBA tribute, I was able to get away with it. And there was never a problem where I had to just kick it on really quick. I always had a little bit of time to be ready with the performance of hitting the right chord at the right time, because I didn't have to really switch from clean to dirty. But the good news is that they're working on an update for this that's going to eliminate any latency, because what they're going to do is they're going to switch the mechanism that does the reverse, that when you release the button is when it changes channels. So they're going to do something to where it actually changes channels like when you press it in. So that's the way it should be. And so I'm waiting on that update. And when I get it, probably the rest of the world will get it as well. So we're waiting for that thing. So that's one of the drawbacks of this pedal. But like I said, you could notice it that it's not quite as bad as like some of the other pedals we've had there. All right. So we're liking it. All right. Ozman. Give you a round of applause. You are here now. All right. Well, hopefully you like this pedal. If you're interested in this pedal too, there's a link at the top of my description that'll take you right to the shop to get it. I would appreciate it if you checked it out there. That'd be cool. And let's talk a little bit about some more of the features on this thing. Another thing that I don't like about the pedal, but they're working on it to work on a workaround, so to speak, on it, is that there's no bypass on it. The other, I'm used to the with the Strymon and the other one, the UA Lion, there is you can turn it off basically, and it's a bypass where it's just you're running right through it. And what I mean by that is like it's always on right now. As soon as you plug it in, it turns on. There's no on-off switch on it, and you got. And it's good. It's not a problem. So it's always on, right? Click on channel 2. It's always on. And what I do is, sometimes you want to turn it off and just go directly through it, right? Like, there are songs where I switch to an acoustic guitar. So, you know, I'll bypass it, I'll unplug it, I'll grab the acoustic, I'll put it on, plug it back in. Now my acoustic guitar is going through, it's going through the clean sound right now, channel 1 of this pedal. And I don't want that. I mean, I don't need this preamp to change the sound, to alter the sound of my acoustic guitar. Like, I don't need my guitar going through a preamp here. I want to be able to just bypass it and have the guitar go right through the line into the house on the same channel as this. And, you know, because it does, the acoustic doesn't sound as good going through this. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it works, but it's not, it's taking away from my natural acoustic sound by running through this preamp right there. So what I had to do is I had to actually run and it's not a problem. I had to run a second line to my rig to another. So now you have another with a DI. You have to plug in another tuner for like a bypass on it. So it's just more gear you have to bring, more setup time. And then I have to, you know, for the acoustic songs, I unplug this and then I plug into the second line. So, you know, it's not a major problem where the sound people have to run you a second line, but, you know, it's good to just have the one line. If I was able to just bypass this, like I would tour with the Iridium pedal, and I would use that for a clean, and I would run pedals into it for distortion, and that, you could turn it off. You have it on or off. So if you have it off, plug the acoustic in, it's perfect, turn it on, good, one line. So that's, you know, that's something to consider. Apparently there's some kind of workaround with this, with like another switch pedal. Really, I should have did my homework more on it before I went live here with you. But there is some kind of workaround with it. And if not, I'm sure they're going to think about figuring out a way to bypass this. So hold on a second while I drink some water here. A little frog in my throat. Scott. I thought so too, considering its pedigree. Oh, well, I was talking about the price. Right? So, so that's reasonable? $4.99? Yeah. I paid that for my G and X one. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's definitely, I think it's worth it. Considering all the stuff that it does, I mean, go out on the road, and I've toured now with and played pretty big theaters, thousands of people out there in the audience, and it's just, and it blends very well. We all have in-ear monitor systems, so it's not even coming out of any speakers on stage. It's all going right into my ears and everybody's ears. Whoever decides that they want me in their mix, right? That's how you know if somebody really loves you. Take a look at their monitor mix and see if they have you in it, you know. So it's investment in tone, yeah. Always chasing that tone, you know. So like the clean sound is up. I'll play the Strat, and it's definitely better with the Strat. Got really nice tone too with the Les Paul. Of course, if you mess around with the EQ knobs a little. High end. Bass, sorry. Here's a high-end treble here. It's not too sensitive. Brighten it up a little. Mid-range. Sounds better when you cut back on some of the mid-range on here. Turn that up a little. Yeah, pretty cool. Cut out some of the low end. Going off the rails a little bit here today. But I have to be 10 miles away in 20 minutes. Uh-oh. Don't get into any accidents out there. All right, so mess around with some of the clean sounds on there. The dirty sounds, pretty cool too. Another feature on this thing is that it has two little knobs here on the side of the pedal. And you need like a little, I guess you could do it with your fingers, but you could do it like a little tool, a little Phillips head or something, or a flathead. And what that does is it gives you, it affects the boost. So say, I'm on the clean sound and I kick on the boost, right? It adjusts the amount of gain that the boost has. So you could have the boost just make your sound louder and it won't affect the amount of gain. Or you could turn up the gain on it so that it not only makes it louder when you hit the boost, but it makes it louder and it distorts a little bit more. Like I have it pretty much off for the clean channel, but on the dirty channel, what I have is when I hit the boost, I actually have the level of gain. I turned up the amount of gain a little bit so that, you know, when I kick on my lead, it gets a little bit dirtier. Like here's the regular sound. Kick on the boost. Off. It gives it a little bit more gain when I turn the boost on. Just without it. Here's with it. So you could tell, it gives you a little bit more sustain, and you could adjust, you know, the level of your gain better. So it's really like 4 amps, because when you kick on that boost, you could adjust the amount of distortion that you want in there as well. So really great feature to have that on there as well. And so yeah, it's a great pedal. There's a couple of little things that I mentioned that weren't so great, like, you know, the channel switching can get better as far as latency goes. The fact that there's no bypass on there, you know, that's always on right there. If there's a workaround, which there is, we'll learn about that one, and you know, that would be very helpful. And let's see, the other thing that I want to mention is that, let's see, oh, there was a slight issue I noticed, because when you're getting your mix, you have to you know, get a good balance between the clean and the dirty. Like right now, if you look at the way that this thing's set up, if you look at the way it's set up right now, I have the here's my levels. My dirty level and my clean level right there. You know, just to have them even. It looks a little lopsided there, right? Like right now it's pretty even, clean. And dirty, right? Back to the clean. So, you know, when you're getting your mix in your in-ears or in a monitor wedge or whatever, you have to you know, adjust this accordingly. And at one point, I had the volume all the way down, and I barely was able to turn it up to get my balance, but I ran into an issue with that, where, let's see if we can get it to do it now. What I noticed was, I don't really hear it as much now, but it's definitely lower. I'm trying to do this on purpose. I noticed like a flubbiness in how it's it would cut out a little bit. It was like, it wouldn't be consistent. It would kind of like, how can I explain it? It would kind of like pulsate in and out. Not completely in and out, but you would hear the volume kind of swell in at a lower volume. Like when it's barely on right here. But I don't hear it now. And it's really low. Like it was definitely at this setting through the system and back into the in-ears. I couldn't set it here. I had to boost it up. So that caused a little bit of a problem because I had to have this to a certain volume. Then I had to change everything else accordingly to it. I wasn't able to just bring it down. I had to like have it up past 3 over there, you know. So, but that obviously was an issue with something else. So I don't really hear that now. So that's a good thing. It's pretty solid. Get that with the clean either. Cool. All right, so that was one issue that we just fixed. All right, Ozman. Thank you for the tip on that riff. That was amazing. Oh, very, very cool. Glad you enjoyed that. It sounded like Accept. I remember those guys. All right, so a couple more features on this thing is that it has a, it's got an effects loop on it too, which is really cool, right on the back. So, that's one of the drawbacks of having just a preamp pedal like this. There's no effects or anything built into it, but it's not, I wouldn't call it a drawback because you're getting like the best of the tones right there. You're getting great clean sound, great dirty sound in there, and but you could hook up an effect processor, just by hooking it right into the effects loop. So you get like another unit, put it right next to it that has just multi effects, and run some delay and some chorus or reverbs in there. So I'm definitely going to be looking into how I could run a nice effect unit in there. If you have any suggestions of any good effects units, I have tons of, I have a delay pedal, I have all kinds of effects pedals, but I'm thinking about one unit that has multi effects that I could, program some cool sounds in there and run it into the loop. I think that'll be fun to get a little wet because I didn't run any effects, believe it or not, and this thing has no reverb or anything. It's completely dry, whereas the other pedals, the Iridium and the Lion, Universal Audio Lion, they have like a built-in reverb to it, so you could at least get a little bit of a reverb going on there without having to have the house engineer give you some reverb or effects and everything. So it'd be nice to be able to, get some effects there. But, we're not talking about effects here. We're talking about this preamp. So we all know what effects will do to it. So, yeah, it's got a great effects loop, which, you don't have to use it for an effects loop too. Like I was saying earlier, you can go out of the effects loop into an amplifier, like a real guitar amp, into the effects return of that, and use this pedal as the preamp and use the amplifier for just power and speakers, which is cool because if you like this sound, you can plug into like a Fender, like a Hot Rod, like Deluxe or something with an effects loop, and you could bypass the the preamp of the amplifier and just use this as a real amp, So that would be cool as well. It's also MIDI, so I'm not really getting into the MIDI effects or the MIDI, how I can use the MIDI on this thing, but I think if you were to use the MIDI, you might be able to get around some of the latency issues of the switching, which would be really cool, you know. But I don't think you should have to use the MIDI functions to eliminate the latency switching problems of this. It should just work perfectly the way it is without having to hook up a MIDI pedal and you know, assign MIDI assignments on there, you know. So that is cool. And let's see, what else does it have? It has a USB on the back, which allows you to plug it into your computer, and you could adjust all the parameters on it. You could put different cabinets in there, put your own IR cabinets. You could change the way that the pedals or the buttons work, and there's lots of stuff you can do with the online app as well, including firmware updates. So when they finally come up with, you know, an update that eliminates the channel switching, then that's the way that you do all those firmware updates as well. So any questions about this stuff, let me know. I appreciate that. Thank you for spending time here with me today. Really cool of yous. Love yous all for spending the time here with me while I ramble on about this amazing pedal. And let's see, what else does it have here? It's you know, it's got 2 tubes in it, 12AX7s tube. Nice little compact pedal right here. And it's very simple to use, obviously. I mean, it's like you just plug it in and go. It's just like an amplifier. I mean, and if you could find a better sounding pedal than this, going right into your computer, I'd like to know about it. Pretty powerful. Yeah. So actually there's one other thing that's a little tricky about this pedal. That I was watching a video on it before I took it out on the road with me, and there's a lot of great videos out there on this pedal. And one guy pointed out this fact that I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but it actually is a big deal. It's because it's a pedal, right? It's on the floor, and these volume knobs are really close to the buttons right there. So this is your, you know, your distortion right here, channel 2, right? If you're on your clean sound and you run over to switch channels real quick and you hit the channel 2, for some reason, if your foot hits that volume knob right there, look what happens. I mean, it's pretty sensitive. And if you're in a live situation where, you know, band is sounding great, 1,000 people in the audience loving it, you know, and you go switch a sound and your foot hits that volume, it's going to be like a big blast, you know, and it's going to not be good. So, you know, you just got to be careful. I guess when you're switching channels, keep your foot right over there. It's not like you could be oblivious to it. You know, sometimes when you're playing live, you're performing, you're doing your thing, and sometimes you forget and you wait till the last second. You got to go make a switch, and things could happen. As Elvis Costello once said, accidents will happen. And so you just got to be careful you don't kick that. I actually thought about creating like some kind of grill to go over it so that your foot doesn't accidentally hit it. You know, because once you have your live setup, I mean, once you're playing and you have the clean sound, the clean sound at the right volume, and you have the dirty at the right volume, you don't really need to touch it anymore because you have your clean volume, you have your dirty volume, you have your pedal volume, everything's good. You go. Very rarely will I go down afterward and make a slight tweak, you know. So therefore, if you have some kind of grill, you could put it over there so that it's going to block your foot from hitting any of the knobs. So that's an invention that I will create someday, if they don't already have one out there. So any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. I'm just kind of going on my own here, freestyling. Hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you enjoyed this pedal, you know, check one out. I put a link in the description, top of the description. Check that out. And it's definitely worth the investment. This is my pedal. This is the one I'm using. I'm glad I bought it. Very happy with it. A couple of small little bugs that really aren't that big of a deal. You know, I think besides all that, it's still the best pedal. I mean, I have the Lion that's, I was going to return that, to be honest with you, but because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use, but it turns out that I waited too long, so now I'm kind of stuck with it. But that's okay. That's okay, because I'm going to use that for recording, and it's a great recording. As a matter of fact, I'm recording a new song right now, and I use that for the lead on it, the Lion, and it really sounds amazing. I might go back and do some rhythm tracks with it, and as well as this thing. So yeah, really, really cool. Great sounding pedal. Great sounding pedal. And get a piece of metal stud. Sounding like except there. Get a piece of metal stud. Oh, okay. I thought you were calling me a metal stud. Yeah. Piece of metal stud to put on top of that. That is true. A metal stud will go over it. But you know what? I almost was thinking in my mind, I'm thinking of like a metal stud type of thing, but like something that's you could see through it as well. You know, like has like holes in it. So a piece of metal, like a grill, that goes over it, that you could see where the knobs are. Because, you know, you still want to see it. I don't want to like cover it and be blind to where the knobs are. You know, I want to be able to just, it's nice. You want to see the knobs on it still. So if it had some kind of grill on top of it that had the holes in it, that you could kind of see through it, so that, you know, make sure everything's cool without having to touch it. Or, you know, you could always look at it and go, oh, that's why there's a problem. You know, you definitely want to see all your knobs on there. So some kind of grill, probably the same color with gold, or maybe even black would look good, but with holes big enough so that you can actually kind of just see where the knobs are placed. But it won't allow you to actually change it. And the other thing is you want to be able to access knobs too. So you don't want it to be locked. You want to be able to like flip it, maybe flip it up, flip it down, or take it off in, you know, some way to be able to get things quick. I would think maybe just lift it up, change it, and then go back down with it. You know what I mean? Lift it up. So that'd be cool. Yeah, to make a cover. Yeah, some kind of metal stud to make the cover. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree with you. All right. So I think we went over all the stuff here. You know, it's a great touring device. It's got 2 independent channels that are really cool. That's really important to have visually. People just go down there and touch the knobs for 2 different channels, just like an amplifier, clean and dirty. You know, a few things I'm not sure about. You know, the channel switching, the bypass are things that could be worked on, and they're not totally crucial to it. The boost is great. You know, the balanced out is great. You don't need a DI on it. The effects loop is great. It's got MIDI functions, USB, so you constantly can update the firmware as they improve, which this company is all about, just improving and fixing their stuff. Their online service is great. You always get replies. As a matter of fact, I got a reply from Dave Friedman himself, you know, walking me through some of the steps on this. So it's really, really cool of them to have such great customer service. I'm all in on this pedal. I mean, this is what I'll be using for, I'm going on tour again in March for the whole month. I'm going to bring this. It's been dependable, and really happy with the sound of it. You know, because it's got tubes in it too. You know, so you're getting that real, you know, in a world where we have to plug in direct, and you can't really use amps so much anymore. Definitely love to use amps, but to have something that's so similar sounding to a good amplifier with real tubes, a real preamp, you know, it's like it's the best of both worlds right there. So I'm really happy with it so far. Let's see. Too bad I don't live in Brooklyn anymore. I can make you something with a hinge. Okay. Well, maybe we could still, you know, figure something out. Put our minds together and build something. You know, you don't have to live in Brooklyn to do that. You can live anywhere, right? That's the beauty of the internet today. So what I'll do is I'm going to break down this video, and I'm going to put some timestamps in the description so I can break down, you know, some of the things that I did, so you'll be able to kind of get to it really quick, and instead of having to sit through the whole video if there's one specific thing you want to know about this pedal. I didn't get into really great detail on it. I'm just kind of going through the basics of, you know, kind of like a knee-jerk reaction, so to speak, of my, you know, my time with it in the last couple months, and going out on the road with it, and, you know, it's very dependable. It's in my little pedal train mono compact. So all I have is this thing. I had 2 distortion boxes, and my wireless system, which is also a tuner. So that's really cool. It's like one of the new Shure GLX, I think it's called, something like that. And it's a great tuner and a great wireless. So really compact. There's no room for any effects in that, so I have to figure something out for if I want to add effects to it. So really, really cool. Thank you very much for hanging out with me here today. If there's anything you want to know, let me know right now before we sign off here today in the comments section or in the chat right here. Leave a message in the comments if you have any questions about any of this stuff. You know, I do have a question for you. I want to know what pedals are your favorite as far as going direct, not necessarily just distortion boxes, but like if you have to go right into your computer. I know that you mentioned the Carvin one is really good, and so that's cool. Love to hear that too. I'm experimenting with all different kinds. I'm kind of chasing tone. I bought like a great pedal the other day at Rudy's, something completely different. I'm gonna do like a review on that. One of the best pedals I ever heard. It's called the Dude pedal. It's a new one by J Rocket Designs. I think they've been around for a while, but this one's like new, and it sounded so amazing. I had to get it. Wait till you hear that pedal. Love it. So, yeah, but as far as being able to use this in a live situation, the Dude, you need like an amp, or you need to plug the Dude into this, and I haven't done that yet, but I just went into a regular amp. So all the other pedals and distortion boxes are fun to plug into this, but this is what you need to plug into your PA system or into your computer. This is like the motherboard right here, the mother station, the motherland, the mother country. So I'm all in on this. until something better comes along, which I don't think anything is going to come anytime soon. But if you know of something that you like, you let me know, and I want to check it out for sure. If you're like, man, I like this carving pedal, or there's all kinds of stuff coming out, every day. But I can, definitely love this piece right here. I'm very happy with it. And I've played the Iridium so far. I've got the Lion by Universal Audio, and this thing, hands down, is my favorite of all of them. So, Vincent, what's happening? Yo, Jerry, I'm in North Jersey. Do you do face-to-face lessons? Thank Bud. Not usually, but I have. I have before. It really depends on the person and, the situation. I'm pretty busy with playing, gigging, and touring and stuff. But, I'm all for it. I'm completely open for that type of stuff. So, get in touch with me. You can email me at info@JerryCherry, and we could talk about that and figure something out. I'm in Jersey, North Jersey, often, so you never know. We could work something out there. I'm an old school, still going through my amp. That is so true. That is so cool. Love it. I mean, it's nothing like playing just a regular amp, and with some good pedals or whatever, and even something like this. You could plug this into an amp, so you can really hear the air, in the speaker. And I'm dying to plug this into my. I have a Deluxe back there, a Hot Rod Deluxe. I'm gonna plug it into that, see what it sounds like. It'd be great. Especially this dude pedal. My God, really, really cool. So, all right. So, yeah, digging this thing. This pedal's really great. Going off the rails. All right, we're rocking. But I do go live every Sunday, and usually I do like some kind of guitar lesson thing, focusing on scales and modes and stuff, and then throw in an occasional gear review thing like this. So it's all fun, and it's all helpful. Hopefully, it's helpful. So thank you guys so much for spending some time here with me again. Another Sunday, episode 166. Hope you found some value in this, and hope you learned a little bit about this Friedman. Going right into my computer with this and getting a great sound. It's really cool. Let me know in the comments section what pedals you like to use most. I would definitely love to learn about some new pedals. Right now, Osman's saying the GNX is 30 years old and still works great. That is so cool. What is the GNX? Is that a pedal or some kind of guitar or amp? All right, and thank you so much, Vincent. Let's talk about that, about some lessons. I do have a guitar course. I put that in my, it's in the description. It's called the Essential Skills Collection for Guitar, and that focuses on fretboard memorization, circle of fifths, and blues. It's really cool, so check that out. And thank you so much, Osman and Paul. All you guys are great. And Scott, thanks for spending some time here with me today on Sunday. Really cool of you. Anybody who popped in, Ritesh, you guys are awesome. I love yous so much. I'll see you again. Actually, next Sunday might be a little tricky because I might be on the road next weekend, actually. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to have to do this on Tuesday of next week. So next Sunday, the 25th, I'll be flying home, and then then I have an eye appointment on Monday, so my eyes I won't be able to see for a couple hours. So that might be hard too. So we're thinking probably on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Sorry about that, but I'll keep you posted in the community tab. I'll put out something. I'll let you know somehow. So if you're subscribed, you'll know. I'll probably post that I'm going live on Tuesday with a video, a thumbnail or something. So I'm going to do that. So keep you posted on that. Thank you very much, guys. And I'll see you on Tuesday. And one last thing I want to tell you here is that I did make a video on the UAFX Line 68 Marshall Plexi pedal that's very similar to this. And if you want to see that video that I did, I put it right up there. I'll see you next time. I love you guys. Have a great Sunday. Thanks for hanging out. Be cool, be kind, and be cherry. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.